shit you ain't felt. No.
The boxing world is literally imploding right now, and social media is going into a total meltdown after the absolute insanity that just unfolded at the Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios press conference. This wasn't just a typical media event, it was a total derailment that absolutely nobody in the building, or watching at home, saw coming. We are talking about
I'ma beat you. I'm reading everything. You suck. I already know you whack now. Your dad can't talk for you. Your dad can't save you.
Everybody know you really whack.
You're whack. I'm up with something better, bro.
No, you're whack.
Hit me, bro. That was whack. That was whack.
what was supposed to be a standard professional promotional event for Ryan Garcia's massive upcoming WBC welterweight title showdown against Mario Barrios on February 21st quickly devolved into pure, unadulterated chaos. The moment Devin Haney stepped onto that stage uninvited, the air in the room vanished. The deep-seated tension between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney has been a ticking time bomb for months, simmering on the surface of social media. But what happened on the stage took their rivalry to a level of toxicity that nobody ever expected to witness in person. Eyewitnesses and media members on the ground reported that the situation became so volatile that a small army of security guards had to physically storm the stage to prevent a full-scale riot. This happened after Devin decided to cross the line and put his
The two fighters before you have met before in the amateur divisions. They are 3 wins each. Never as a professional. Tomorrow night it goes down at Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York, USA.
Let's take a trip back to that fateful night in April 2024. Ryan Garcia did the unthinkable. He dropped Devin Haney 3 separate times, dominating him in a way no one thought possible and walking away with a decision victory. However, that victory was short-lived and turned into a nightmare when it was revealed that Ryan tested positive for a banned substance. In an instant, the boxing world flipped on its head. The official result was wiped clean.
Ryan Garcia, you good for nothing in the sport of boxing. You come out with 4 or 5 days left to your 4th positive PED test, and you say now you want to start your own league, that you don't care if you're banned from the sport of boxing. Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, you and everybody with you need a foot in your ass so you can call it the Fuller League.
The fallout from that night has been devastating for the reputations of both men. Many experts in the boxing community are convinced that Devin Haney has been a shell of himself since being dropped those 3 times. They claim he looks hesitant, nervous, and lacks the confidence he once possessed. On the flip side, Ryan Garcia hasn't had an easy road either. He suffered a stinging loss to Rolando Raleigh Romero in May 2025 and has been sidelined by a nagging hand injury that many thought might end his prime. Through all of this, the bad blood has only boiled hotter. Their social media...
You go back to the drawing board and you're trying to figure out where did I go wrong? And I couldn't figure it out. I fought a guy who did everything wrong leading up to the fight. Me doing everything right. Great team, great coaches, great game plan. It's just hard to beat somebody when, you know, they doping. We're seeing a different Ryan Garcia than we seen.
This war of words became so personal and so disgusting that both men made a pact. The next time they saw each other in public, it was on sight. They promised to put hands on each other, and that promise was kept at the Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios press conference. It went exactly as sideways as you'd imagine. Let's break down the play-by-play of how Devin Haney hijacked Ryan's big moment. The afternoon started out as a very corporate, very standard affair. Ryan was sitting on stage next to the champion, Mario Barrios, calmly fielding questions about the February 25th...
That's that now, right? Everybody's like...
I know, everybody. They want body shots. They want all that.
Did they sign a waiver?
Shit, they gotta sign one.
All right, Ryan. He got Ryan with Tio and Shakur.
Ali, what car are you in?
I think with you.
All right, for sure.
How do you see that one with Tio and Shakur?
Mario Barrios, for his part, was being the ultimate professional. He was talking about his legacy, his plans to defend the belt, and his desire to prove he is the king of the welterweight division. It was a respectful, calm, and professional atmosphere, exactly what a high-stakes boxing presser is supposed to be. But then, the doors at the back of the room swung open. Without warning, without an invitation, and without any regard for the schedule, Devin Haney...
Came all out here for nothing, huh? You ducking it, huh? Lupe, you done ducked it, huh? Yeah, you done ducked it.
Devin didn't just stand in the back. He marched right up to the edge of the stage where Ryan and Mario were seated. According to several people in the front row, Devin started unleashing a barrage of trash talk before he even stopped moving. One reporter caught a snippet of the dialogue, with Devin reportedly shouting, "You're a fraud. You can't win without the juice. Why are you even on this stage talking about a title?" Ryan didn't miss a beat, screaming back, "I beat you."
They doping. We seen a different Ryan Garcia than we seen leading up to the Tank fight. It was just a totally different. Me, I'm not having no sex. I'm not doing nothing. I'm getting my rest, doing everything. How can that determine the outcome of a 12-round fight? And then when the PD situation came out, that's when I was like, that makes sense.
Insiders close to the situation say the final straw was when Devin brought up the failed drug test one more time. That is Ryan's red button. It's the one topic that causes him to lose all composure. At that moment, Ryan lunged forward, and the two fighters were chest to chest, vibrating with anger. Security guards were desperately trying to wedge themselves between the two, but it was too late. Multiple witnesses confirmed that Devin reached out and shoved Ryan hard.
Beat your ass. Floyd showed me. He had your ass. I beat the out of town. Oh, stop. I seen the video. Remember that? I seen the video. I seen the video. You ain't gonna do You ain't gonna do okay. You look like a ghost right now, bro. Ghost, you getting hell.
One veteran reporter, who has spent over 2 decades covering the brutal sport of boxing, described the scene as unfiltered madness. He noted that in 20 years of covering the biggest fights in history, he had never seen a disruption quite this volatile or this personal. Amidst all this, Mario Barrios, the actual co-headliner of the event,
I was super high. Everything was going good, and then one fight changed everything. Yeah. So it's just part of it. It's in every sport, in everything you do. You be super high at one point, you get back low, and you go back high. It's just part of it. One moment they love you, one moment they hate you.
The drama wasn't just limited to the fighters. Bill Haney was reportedly right in the thick of it, jawing at Ryan's team and escalating the situation further. Instead of being the calm head as a trainer and father, Bill seemed to be pouring gasoline on the fire. This forced Ryan's promoter, the legendary Oscar De La Hoya, to jump into the fray. De La Hoya reportedly had to physically stand between Bill Haney and Ryan's father, Henry Garcia.
Was there ever a point in time during that fight where you considered stopping it?
You always stay, ready to stop it if it needs to be stopped. But, you know what I mean, he was always fighting back, you know what I'm saying?
Witnesses say Devin screamed at the top of his lungs. February 21st. "I'm going to be front row watching you fail. And after Barrios exposes you, you'll have nowhere left to hide. The rematch is coming and you're going to pay for everything." Ryan, never one to be silenced, screamed back, "I don't need a belt to beat your ass. I did it once. I'll do it again anywhere you want. The ring, the street, it doesn't matter." After the Haneys were finally removed, the organizers...
Ryan, obviously the boxing world, they just want the Haney rematch so it could be settled once and for all. What is your message? Obviously, you guys are going through the lawsuit right now, but if you and Devin can run it back again, under what terms would it be?
Run it back the same way, just a little higher weight class.
Unsurprisingly, the footage of the shove and the shouting match went nuclear online. Within just a few hours, the clips had racked up tens of millions of views across Twitter/X, Instagram, and TikTok. The boxing world is now completely divided into 2 warring factions. One side is slamming Devin Haney, calling him a clown and a loser for crashing an event he wasn't part of. They argue that he's jealous because Ryan is getting a title shot while Devin is stuck on the side.
But some guys say that when they experience that, especially for the first time, like Anthony Joshua and guys like that, they start to rebel. They start to hate the sport and want to quit.
Yeah.
You ever have those thoughts? I know you might not really want, but just a thought.
Yeah, no, I mean, after the Ryan fight, I was up. I was hurt.
One fan's tweet went viral, saying, "Devin is officially living rent-free in Ryan's head." This was a masterclass in psychological warfare. However, another post with thousands of likes shot back, "Ryan is the one with the fight and the platform. Devin looks desperate and thirsty for Ryan's fame. Stay out of the building if you aren't on the poster." This divide is exactly what promoters love. It's pure, unadulterated interest.
At the end of the day, he did the same to me when I was going to fight him after Duarte. He actually did it worse. We were on the table to fight, and then he switches to Pitbull Cruz and then gets, his head knocked loose. So, at the end of the day, we made a decision on what I felt was best. And, at the end of the day, we'll go back to him when we want to go back to him.
Insiders are suggesting that the timeline for this grudge match has moved up. There is serious talk about locking these two in a ring in early 2026. And the crazy part is that some believe the fight happens regardless of what Ryan does against Mario Barrios. The money on the table is simply too large to ignore. However, Bill Haney is playing chess. He has publicly stated that he wants Ryan to beat Barrios first.
When he would come back, you know, we have that way of looking at each other, of knowing, you know what I'm saying? If I got something left, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he continued to
So
scratch.
you always seen that in his eyes and y'all chemistry, you knew, like, my son still, because he got, that's why I said, like, ain't nobody can't question his heart after that. Like,
the big danger here is that Ryan Garcia might be taking the bait. He needs to be 100% focused on Mario Barrios, who is a legitimately dangerous world champion. Barrios isn't a stepping stone. He's a man who just fought to a legendary draw with Manny Pacquiao. He has the power, the chin, and the experience to end the Ryan Garcia hype train permanently. If Ryan spends his training camp thinking about Devin Haney's insults instead of Barrios' left hook,
I think it depends what Ryan Garcia turns up, to be honest. I think Barrios is a good fighter, but I think as far as world champions goes, he's not regarded as the hardest way to a world title right now. I don't think. Look, Ryan, when he's on his best.
But then there are the experts who say Ryan Garcia is a different animal when he's angry. They believe this confrontation is the fuel he needs to turn into a monster in the gym. If he channels this rage correctly, Mario Barrios might be facing the most dangerous version of Ryan Garcia we've ever seen. We won't know the answer until the first bell rings, but one thing is certain: the world is obsessed. This rivalry has everything: real-life hatred, a controversial backstory, and two athletes who are both only 26 years old and in their absolute physical prime. This is the golden era of boxing drama. If Ryan
I'm not sure, you know, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I do have the WBC, something that everybody wants. So I mean, I know regardless, you know, that's what everybody is gunning for.
You've seen Ryan against Devin Haney showing, as he said, one version.
This kind of high-stakes, blood feud championship fight is exactly what the sport needs to stay relevant in the mainstream. The press conference chaos alone generated more clicks and engagement than most championship fights do in a year. The promoters, the networks, and the sponsors are all smelling blood in the water and money in the bank. They are going to push with everything they have to make sure these two settle it in 2026. The narrative is already written. Now we just need the fight.
Very good, very dangerous fighter, and knocked you out on both hands, but I think, you know, the Ryan that fought against Romero, I think he'd need a better version of him than that to beat Barrios. I think he was very poor last time out, and he's got to show that he's still got a lot to give. He's shown it at certain points in his career, and he needs to show it again, I think, for Barrios.
The final question remains: can Ryan Garcia keep his composure? Can he get past the formidable Mario Barrios on February 21st to set up the biggest grudge match of the decade? Or did Devin Haney just successfully sabotage Ryan's career by getting inside his head? The world will be watching on February 21st to see the next chapter of this epic saga unfold. And that is the full breakdown of the madness. For the absolute best, most up-to-date coverage on all things boxing, from breaking news to viral ring moments, make sure you stay locked in here. Hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel right now. And don't forget to smash that notification bell so you never miss a single update when we drop high-quality, explosive content like this. Let us know in the comments. Are you Team Ryan or Team Devin? We want to hear from you.